Reliable news and entertainment.
Worried about the state of your world? Need better and broader ideas? Stay tuned to CEMTV 24/7. Always thinking possibilities. CEMTV. Reliable news and entertainment.
CEMTV News. Truth first, you next. Stay informed to stay empowered. Good evening. My name is Bariswa Christian Wiga and I'll be taking the news at 6, and here are the news headlines. Petrol price remain high despite sharp drop on global crude oil costs. CEMTV team interviews motorists on adherence to the IG's roadblock directives. Zimbabwe Senate backs constitutional changes that could extend Mnangagwa's rule to 2030. IG's roadblock directives. Following the directive of the Inspector General of Police Olatunji Disu banning all unauthorized roadblocks and checkpoints across the country, the Commissioner of Police and Rivers State, Olugbenga Adepoju, has begun enforcing the order throughout the state. Correspondent from CEMTV spoke with motorists who shared their experience and expressed support for the move, noting that it could ease traffic flow and reduce unnecessary delays on major roads.
The Commissioner of Police need to work hard, need to send in men to be patrolling on that road. Because being in the office and say something, police are not, even though today as I'm talking with you, you see many checking points on the road collecting money from drivers from here to Bonny, and it's too much. You understand? From Sakpuma, you pass more than 3. Then when you drive this Popi, those one way say on top post, when they call them, then they come out with their gun, they point to gun and collect 500 naira. Then from there to Gokana Police, you see them there. Close to that way to the Bonny, you see them. They will drive that Siena. You will see them there. You pass the Bonny, go. You see them. Not blocking. So if Commissioner of Police need to stop this, he need to come out and warn the DPO. Because I believe the DPO that send them. Because if you don't pay them, then we hold your motor, ask you a lot of things. My motor particular is complete. My driving license is okay. But police be collecting money, and especially if you don't pay them, pack you.
Somehow, I think it's okay, but in the other way around, it's not okay. It's okay for, protecting thieves and armed robbers on the road, but you see most of them, they don't know what you carry. All their interest is the 200 or 500 you give them and pass. So if the person is carrying exhibit or human head, they won't know. That's that aspect. But taking them off the roads is risky to us also. Because I noticed if there is a police on the road, I think we, the drivers and the passengers, we have a little bit confidence. If you watch roads that these armed robbers do attack, they always come when there is a police change. They know when the police are changing their duty, when they are not on the road. They know that time and they hit the road by that time. But with the presence of the police, they don't come. If they can make one station to be at one point, it will be better than that 4 or 5 all of us are paying. Like the other.
To assess compliance with the directive, CEMTV's team also visited several checkpoints and roadblocks along the Kalabari and Moa axis, in area previously known for having multiple security checkpoints.
I won't say they should remove police 100%, but I will only beg the CP, time to time to caution the police people, because the police presence helps us a lot. Because if you find out that Ogoni has it too, Ogoni has about 3 or 4 communities, and once in a while you have issues within them, but the police presence helps. So the only thing I will beg the CP, time to time, caution your men, let them do their work. We all work together. drivers and police will work together. That is just the truth. But sometimes they overboard. These are 200, you know. They love it more than their salary. They can even shoot for 200, even when you have your papers. There's about some.
Findings from the visit indicated a high level of compliance across most of the locations inspected, with many unauthorized roadblocks either dismantled or no longer operational. However, one checkpoint located along the Choba Junction route was observed to be lacking in compliance with the directive at the time of the visit. The police command has reiterated its commitment to implementing the Inspector General's directive and ensuring that only authorized security checkpoints operate in accordance with established policing guidelines. The River State Governor, Similai Fubara, on Thursday visited a four-story building which collapsed Wednesday morning at Dr. Peter Odili Road, close to Internal Filling Station, Port Harcourt. The River State capital, the incident occurred less than 24 hours after another building collapsed on the Iwofe axis of the state capital. The governor immediately ordered for sealing of the building site.
Be careful, please.
As at the time of the incident, CEMTV correspondent took to the scene of the event to speak with workers and members of the Red Cross Society who were on rescue mission.
It's a building, a high-rise building that collapsed. From the background, you see that only the lift section is still standing. Every other aspect of the building is down. There are casualties that have been rescued, about 3. 2 earlier this morning and some less than 30 minutes ago. One was rescued. From information we gathered, there are still some persons that are trapped in the building. So as Red Cross, our duty is for search and rescue. So we are waiting for them to create space for us so that we can go in and see what we can do to rescue as many as we will find there.
Ikenna Abasi, State Controller, Federal Fire Service of the River State Command, noted that construction workers had barely resumed their job for the day when the building under construction caved in.
We got a call that there was a building collapsed, and we came here and we learned that there are some people that are trapped under the debris. So we called a few agencies who are here with their equipment, heavy-duty equipment, to do the excavation. So that's what, as you can see, what's currently going on. We're trying to excavate as much as possible so that we can do our search and rescue operation.
The Assistant Commissioner of Police, Ikechukwu Okoro, added that 2 people were rescued from the rubble and taken to an undisclosed hospital for treatment.
So far, 3 people have been rescued alive with some degree of injury, while one rescued, that one, by the time they get to the hospital, I think the doctor confirmed that one dead. While the rescue operation is still on, as you can see, We are here, we have cordoned this place to ensure that we have a minimal casualty and to de-escalate the situation. So the rescue operation is still on, and we are here with other security agencies. The Red Cross are here, NEMA are here, Civil Defense, DSS, and Julius Berger as a company, RRCC, all hands has been on deck to ensure we have a successful rescue operation.
Engineer Val Owomelo, the instigator of the rescue and equipment, provided call for calmness as rescue operations were ongoing at the scene to ensure the safety of lives.
Urban development should take a very good measure before approval, because if this was done very well, I don't think we'll have such incidents here. So it's bad, but for me, let's save life first before the
Nigeria Police Force has denied allegation that its personnel were seen interacting with armed bandits in Katsina State, describing the report as false and misleading.
Kai me yasa kake haka ne Aminu? Kai wani ma me yasa kake haka ne Aminu? Me yasa kake haka ne? A sun tubo an ji wani.
Circulation of a viral video showing police officers exchanging greetings with armed men riding motorcycles, sparking concerns among members of the public. In a statement issued on Wednesday, Force Public Relations Officer Anyete Iniedu clarified that the individuals featured in the video were not bandits but recognized members of the Vigilante Group of Nigeria and registered local hunters assisting security agencies. According to the police spokesperson, the vigilantes and hunters are actively supporting ongoing security operations in Musawa and Mutanzo local government areas of Katsina State. The video captured a routine interaction between a police officer and the security volunteers as they proceeded to a designated operational area in support of efforts to combat criminality and enhance public safety, the statement said. The police urge the public to avoid spreading unverified information, stressing that collaboration with accredited community security groups remain an important part of efforts to tackle insecurity in affected areas. Former River State Governor and former Minister of Transportation Rotimi Amechi has made his first public appearance since being named the vice presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, ADC. Amechi was seen at the Deeper Life Bible Church in Kado, Abuja on the opening day of the Church Global Crusade. The event is expected to feature ministrations by the Church General Overseer Pastor Dr. William Folarunshaw Kumuyi. His appearance comes just days after the ADC announced on June 15 his selection as a running mate to former Vice President Atiku Abubakar for the party's anticipated 2027 presidential campaign. The development has attracted significant political attention, with observers closely monitoring the activities of the ADC leadership as preparations for the next general election began to gather momentum. And on national news this evening, petrol prices across Nigeria have remained elevated despite a significant decline in global crude oil prices, which fell to $73 per barrel on Wednesday, the lowest level since the onset of the United States-Iran conflict in February. Petrol data from oilprice.com show that crude oil price dropped from 76.75% dollar per barrel on Tuesday to 73.50 on Wednesday, continuing a downward trend that began after the United States and Iran reached a peace agreement. Despite the reduction in crude oil prices, petrol pump prices have not reflected the change. As of Wednesday, many filling stations were still dispensing petrol at around 1,205 naira per litre, prompting concerns among consumers who argue the current retail price do not align with prevailing international oil market conditions. Crude oil had surged to nearly $120 per barrel at a height of tensions between the United States and Iran before deteriorating to about $73 per barrel following the peace deal reached on June 14. The sharp decline fueled expectations among Nigerians that petrol price would fall below 1,000 per litre. However, those expectations are yet to be realized, leaving many consumers questioning why fuel price remain legally unchanged despite the substantial drop in crude oil costs. And in Africa, Zimbabwe senators overwhelmingly approved a set of controversial constitutional amendments that could allow President Emerson Mnangagwa to remain in office until 2030, completing the legislative process after the proposal earlier passed the National Assembly. The amendment have sparked intense debate in the Southern African nation where the ruling ZANU-PF party led by the 83-year-old President Mantenza is commanding majority in parliament and has governed continuously since independence in 1980. Senate President Mabel Chinomono announced that 73 senators voted in support of the amendment while 4 opposed them. The legislation had previously secured approval in the National Assembly on June 18, with 216 lawmakers voting in favor and 42 against. Before becoming law, the bill will return to the National Assembly for final approval of technical amendment, after which it will be sent to President Mnangagwa for assent. And on foreign news this evening, the Philippine government has temporarily restricted access to the video game Roblox after preliminary investigations link one of the suspects in a recent school shooting to the game. Philippine President, the move follows a tragic incident in Taloban City, southeast of the Manila, where 2 teenage suspects aged 15 and 14 allegedly opened fire inside a classroom on Monday. The attack left 3 students dead and 20 others injured. Authorities revealed that the 14-year-old suspect was an active player of Gorbals, a highly violent first-person shooter game. According to its description on Google Play, the game allows users to engage in intense combat. Serena's using a wide range of weapons and explosives. Still on it, the country's Cybercrime Investigation and Coordinating Center CICC said it was necessary to examine whether exposure to the game may have influenced the suspect's actions. Aboy Paraiso, an undersecretary at the CICC, explained that the temporary restriction could give investigators time to determine whether the game played any role in the event leading to the shooting. Still to come on the news stories are: a medical doctor with the Apin Foundation in Konshisha, Benue State, dies after battling Lassa fever for more than 2 weeks. National Sports Commission announces a landmark increase on the prize money for the Nigeria Premier Football League. We will now go on a short break and continue thereafter.
Worried about the state of your world? Need better and broader ideas? Stay tuned to CEMTV 24/7. Always thinking possibilities. CEMTV. Reliable news and entertainment.
Thanks for staying tuned. Now to the rest of the news stories. And on health news this evening, the Benue State Commissioner for Health and Human Services, Paul A.J. Ogwache, Dr. Vitalis Tasso Aziva, has noted that a medical doctor who worked with the Appin Foundation in Kanshisha local government area of Benue State has died after battling Lassa fever for more than 2 weeks. This prompted the Benue State government to activate emergency response measures, including contact tracing and surveillance. Meanwhile, the latest case fatality rate from the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention (NCDC) has revealed that the death toll from the outbreak of Lassa fever across the country has climbed to over 200, with health authorities warning of increasing infections across several states. And on business news this evening, the Director General of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, Segun Ajayi Kadi, has expressed concern over the decline in bank loans to the manufacturing sector, warning that it could lead to reduced production, job losses, and slower economic growth. Ajayi Kade say the drop in financing comes at a time when Nigeria needs more investment in local production to reduce dependence on import, create jobs, and boost economic development. He also attributed the situation to high interest rates, tight monetary policies, bank cautions, lending practices, and delays in government industrial support programs. Ajayi also blamed the high cash reserve requirements CR imposed on banks, saying it limits the amount of money available for lending to businesses, warning that the reduced funding for manufacturers could weaken local production, increase reliance on imported goods, and worsen inflationary pressures. And on sports this evening, National Sport Commission has announced a landmark increase on the prize money for the Nigeria Premier Football League, with next season's champion set to receive a record of 1 billion naira, up from the current 200 million, as part of sweeping reforms aimed at transforming domestic football. According to a statement signed by the NSC Director of the Press, Dr. Kehinde Ajayi, the enhanced reward structure will extend beyond the league champion. The announcement was made by NSC Chairman Shehu Diko during a high-level strategic meeting with officials of the Nigeria Football Federation on Tuesday in Abuja. The meeting, which was held at the Commission's headquarters, was attended by Diko, NSC Director General Bukola Olakbata, NFF President Ibrahim Gassau, NFF General Secretary Dr. Muhammad Sanusi, and Super Eagles head coach Eric Chelle. And on entertainment this evening, Nollywood actress Omeche Oko has recounted an on-set accident that left her hospitalized after she fell from a motorcycle during a movie shoot. The actress shared a video on Instagram showing the incident, which occurred while she was filming a scene on the back of a motorcycle driven by fellow actor Victory Michael.
Even when I fall your hand, you still there, hold my hand. Lover.
The accident happened when the motorcycle collided with a metal barrier, which caused the rider to lose control and threw Oko to the ground. Crew members and colleagues rushed to assist the actress as she cried out in pain before being taken to a hospital for treatment. Reflecting on the ordeal, Oko expressed gratitude for surviving the accident and described life as fragile by highlighting the risk actors often face while filming. And that is CEMTV News at the hour of 6. Let us go over the headlines and the following. Petrol price has remained high despite sharp drop in global crude oil costs. CEMTV team interviewed motorists on the adherence to IG's roadblock directives. Zimbabwe senators back constitutional changes that could extend Mnangagwa's rule to 2030. A medical doctor with Apin Foundation in Konshisha, Benue State, has reportedly died after battling Lassa fever for more than 2 weeks. National Sport Commission has announced a landmark increase in the prize money for the Nigeria Premier Football League. That will be all for now. Do ensure to follow us via our social media handle at CEMTVPLUS across X, Facebook, Threads, and Instagram. CEMTV News, Truth First, You Next. Stay informed to stay empowered. Thank you for staying tuned. I am Bariswa Christian Wigoa. Good evening.
What's on your mind today? The goal by Victor Osimhen was amazing.
The economy. Isn't that what's on every